FBI agents found a missing teen more than 1,000 miles from her Dallas home. We know she is safe in North Texas after multiple agencies tracked the 13-year-old to a shed in North Carolina. Alicia Barrera spoke to the teen's mother, who has a message for other parents.
Estela says her home is once again whole.
Very happy, thankful, glad, big hugs, tears.
We've concealed her identity after police revealed her daughter is a victim of sexual assault. The last time Estela saw her 13-year-old daughter was March 1st near Claremont Apartments in Dallas.
The night before she gave us a hug and a kiss, said goodnight.
Her daughter was reported as a runaway, but Estela was able to provide critical information that helped special agents with the FBI track her down.
We provided her Instagram, her Discord, her account, the game that she was using.
The juvenile had been communicating with an adult male through social media chat platforms.
Authorities in North Carolina arresting and identifying that man as 34-year-old Jorge Camacho.
He enticed her to actually leave the home where he picked her up in the area. We were able to make a stop of a traffic vehicle stop and were able to get a target.
The teen was found Friday, locked inside this small green shed Camacho lived in.
Yeah, it's very, very terrifying because, we know as parents and we know as adults that it's a stranger.
Estela hopes other parents can learn from their situation.
Be more involved with the world they actually in instead of all this fantasy and internet. That world is dangerous.
Camacho is being held on bonds totaling $1.25 million and faces several charges, including rape of a person under 15, human trafficking, indecent liberties with a child, and felonies for child abduction and restraint of a child. Alicia Barrera, NBC5.
Wow, man. Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Hey, guys. Clay Cooley here. I've been selling cars in Dallas since I was 20.
Clay Cooley. I don't know. I only brought 3 or 4 cars from that dude. Anyway. Just a little bit more information. I mean, you just heard it, right? But it's a shocking case reverberating here in the North Texas area this morning. This young girl, I almost said young lady, and I almost put the word woman in the title. And then I was like, hold up, she's 13. She's 13. She's not a woman yet. She's getting there. But this has become a major problem. What if I told you, as weird as it may sound, that I've actually, worked in many corporations over the years, right? Would it sound weird to you if I told you that one of my colleagues was arrested for something very similar to this a few years back? A coworker in IT. One of the smartest men that I know. Somebody I would have called on, and he still holds the most knowledge in something specific that I can't even speak on. Was not convicted. And, me and that person, and we've talked about it. And, yeah, I can tell you, I'll leave it there. It's very odd because, I guess the reason I'm trying to say that is because it doesn't matter what people look like. And it doesn't matter some of the most smartest people in the world. Okay? Fuck up sometimes. And some are fucked up. all right? All the time, all right? Now, this young lady was kidnapped. I almost want to say kidnapped, but they may not be able to actually, I don't know. I want to say kidnapped because I think he planned this. But this man, Camacho, is facing a numerous number of felony charges. This 13-year-old young lady was reported missing in Dallas 2 weeks ago, was rescued from this locked shed at this guy's North Carolina home where he was staying. Kidnapped her and locked her away in a shed and held her. Richie Simmons, sheriff of Davidson County, North Carolina, held a news conference. Says that his department was contacted by an FBI special agent, the Texas FBI's Violent Crime Task Force, late Friday night, regarding this young missing lady who was believed to be with an adult resident of Lexington, identified as 34-year-old Jorge Ivan Santos Camacho. Officials in North Carolina said during this news conference that about 10 minutes after receiving the tip from the FBI, they had eyes on his home. They had eyes on Camacho, 60 miles northeast of Charlotte. It's a little tough shed, all right? And I'm going to show you a photo of the shed. The sheriff went on and continued, they learned the girl had been communicating with an adult male through an unspecified social media site, and that the nature of those communications was consistent with grooming and enticement, and that the girl was encouraged and convinced to leave her home. According to a missing poster shared online, this young lady, was last seen in Dallas on March the 1st. Video cameras near her residence recorded a vehicle that was registered to Camacho to his Davidson County, North Carolina address. He was caught on camera, all right? Following her rescue, she appeared to be uninjured. She was taken to a medical center for evaluation, and she's been reunited with her family. She's a juvenile. She is a victim of a sex crime, so we will be protecting her identity. Can I show you the shed that he locked her up in? Because these people are weird. These people are fucking weird out here, all right? Jesus Christ. I've been covering true crime my whole blogging career. It's been the main reason why I do what I do. And I'm going to tell you this. Well, really for the news agencies, the news stations. I honestly believe that a lot of times when newscasters talk about stories on the news, I think that a lot of the people out there that hear the news, hear that shit, and it's almost like shit spreads like a virus out here, And amazingly, here we are, 2023, and it's become damn near daily occurrences finding women locked up in sheds. What the heck, right? What's up, everybody? What's up with it, Miss Mona Simone? It's always good to see you. Okay, got it. Hold on. All right, I got you. What's up with it, honeybee? Lifted. All right, now. Camacho facing a number of felony charges: child abduction, felonious restraint of a child, human trafficking, rape of a person under 15 and indecent liberties with a child. Held her like she was a sex object in that shed, in that little tough shed right there. Oh, did he put a little AC unit? Ain't that so sweet? Ain't that so nice? Hey, Centel. Is that the real Centel? Is that the real Centel? Is that my real Centel right there? Hold on. Is that the real Centel? My baby? Let me send him a message real quick. Is that Centel? Wait for him to respond back to my message, my text. Respond back to the text and tell me that, Centel. I'm watching it. I'm so glad you dropped in today, Centel, because I was going to pull that mod wrench, until I seen you again, just to make sure that was you. All right, that's all I needed. I love you. Thank you. Good to see you, babe. Yeah, good to see you. I'll be in touch with you. Excuse me. All right. I'm curious if this man has a criminal history in which he has, performed crimes against children previously, right? And my understanding is the sheriff's office in North Carolina is currently investigating that, but I have not received anything to indicate that he even has a previous criminal record for crimes against children. But we'll wait for the sheriff to verify that. The Sheriff Simmons also warned parents, cases like these are becoming more frequent. There was a case a few years back of a man, first, his name was Todd, right? And he held that lady, right? That, what was her name? Kayla or Eminem, did a song. And he says things that can be very crude, right? But she was held in that shipping container over a year. Her boyfriend was killed right in front of her. There's been there's been stories of people being held against their will. Remember the lady that was held against her will for over 20 years underground, had never stepped foot outside of that dungeon that she had been held in her whole fucking life. They used to say only white people did this type of shit. Shit. Camacho is Hispanic. Cases like this are becoming more frequent. Parents, you got to do more. You got to do more to monitor what your children are doing online. And if all you do is have a wireless router online and you got kids connecting to your Wi-Fi, you haven't went in there and did any sort of setting configuration changes in your router at all. I mean, you could go in there and honestly, you could do a lot to control what's going on your Wi-Fi. But really at the end of the day, all they got to do is just hit their cell phone Wi-Fi, right? The FBI confirmed that they also assisted in the recovery of this young lady, but had little information to share about the investigation since the charges against Camacho are state charges and not federal charges. Should federal charges be filed against Camacho, those would be announced by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Hold on a sec, y'all. One moment.
in here for such a wonderful announcement. Things went very well for us Friday night on a very quick response. On Friday, March 10th, approximately 6 p.m., the Davidson County Sheriff's Office was contacted by special agents with the Texas FBI Violent Crimes Task Force in reference to a missing 13-year-old female that was, we found out later, was taken from the area of Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas police were investigating a missing juvenile with the FBI's assistance. They were able to discover that the juvenile had been communicating with an adult male through social media chat platforms. The content of the chat was consistent with grooming and enticement, and he enticed her to actually leave the home where he picked her up in the area. Through investigative techniques that we used, it was determined that she was transported to North Carolina, in fact, into Davidson County in the Southmont area. We were contacted by the FBI's Greensboro office to assist, and we did. Our investigators got busy very quickly and started surveillance. We were able to make a stop of a traffic vehicle stop, and were able to get a target. We were able to find the location of the 13-year-old juvenile. She was locked in a building, and with what we didn't know on site, we activated our CERT team that made entry into this building, into a home. We were able to locate the 13-year-old juvenile. We were able to transport her to local facilities where she was treated, and since then she's been taken back out to Dallas, Texas. With me today, I have Detective Jonathan Todd, Sergeant of Detectives David Blake, Detective Dakota Dennis, Special Agent Spainhour with the FBI Greensboro office. I have my captain of detectives, Stephanie Murphy. I have the lead detective in this is Caleb Forrest, and my sergeant over our ICAC division is Sergeant Hurd. The charges that's going to be that were filed, and first of all, the name of the suspect we arrested was Jorge Camacho, date of birth 6/26 of 1988. He is in custody here in Davidson County in lieu of a $1,250,000 bond. Charges are child abduction felony, felonious restraint of a child felony, human trafficking felony, 2 counts of statutory rape of a child under 15, 2 counts felonies, 2 counts of statutory sexual offense with child under 15 felonies, indecent liberties with a child. Again, he's being held at the Davidson County Jail. His first appearance is today at 2 p.m. It kind of is a resemblance. We had a case back in 2021 with a 14-year-old juvenile out of Denton, if you recall. This was and she was taken to a place out in Arkansas. We kind of got the reverse of this case, and we were the ones to be able to locate. So it kind of reflects on this. Messages we're wanting to send out from the Davidson County Sheriff's Office is how dangerous these platforms, these chat platforms are. And as parents, they've got to wise up and see that the damage to these kids, it just continues to go on. Our case load for these type of cases, since the 2021 case have just skyrocketed. I've actually asked for 12 more positions with the Sheriff's Office to enable us to have enough investigators to fight for these cases. And I've got it before my commissioners for our budget this term. So it's something that we really need, and we're attached to the max and can't go any further. So it's things that we've got to get. We've got to get a hold on this, but we've also got to get the help of adults, of the parents, of the guardians of these kids. These phones, there's no reason to have a computer in the kids, when they go off. That's how these things happen, is not being supervised, and these kids are very sharp with these computers in the room. So our message is going to be, please help us out. I'm very thankful. I thank God that we were able to find this young girl. It may not be that case forever, and what these children must go through. They don't think who they're talking to. This is still under investigation, or I'd give you more details about it. But this is just the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg, we feel, so we're still investigating this as well. Questions of what I can answer. It's very little I can answer, but we'll try.
Did you say that she was found in an outbuilding on the property? Did I hear that correctly, or did you find her in that? That's correct.
She was found.
Yeah.
Detective Kevin Forrest.
Yes, sir. To answer your question, she was found locked from the outside into an outbuilding on the curtilage of the property.
And is there any, like you talked about how important it is for parents, is there any education in the Davidson County schools as far as like trying to combat this situation so that parents and kids are more aware of these websites and trying to educate our kids about staying away and parents staying away from certain websites and chats?
And that's a great question. Yes, we do. We do a DARE program in the 5th grade, but it doesn't really cover that. It's just a DARE to keep our kids off of drugs and bullying and stuff like this. But I came up with a program when I come into office. It's called TAME, Teenage Alcohol Marijuana Education. And as we developed this program, I put a patent on it, not to charge or anything, but we don't want the program changed. But we met with our school administrators, we met with parents, we met with kids. As we developed this program, and COVID kind of kicked us in the gut with that, but it stopped us because we weren't able to do it because they didn't have school. But we started it right before COVID. We're finishing our full 2nd year with this program. But as we develop these the classes, and we do it over a 7-month program. It's not just a one-time thing, but we go to every middle school and we break it down into small groups. But one of the classes that we put together, or part of this program, one of the 7 sessions, is social media. And I have our DA's office, and I have one of our judges that actually helps teach this program for us that comes into our schools. But this program is we're finishing our 2nd year, and we're starting to see other agencies want this program, asking for it. So, and of course we're giving it to them. We've got an opioid settlement coming through, and we're trying to get the AG's office, Josh Stein's office, to release some of this money to help us teach these classes, to teach on the dangers of drugs. But there's so many dangers out here for our kids. It's not just the drugs, it's the social media, it's the things. It doesn't matter how they get harmed, taken, killed, or die. If it's affecting our kids, we need to get busy on this and do something about it. And we are here in Davidson County. Great question, man.
I know you can't say much, but like it seemed very quick from the time that you received information from Texas to the time you were able to make an arrest. Is there anything you can say about just how quickly you guys were able to locate this suspect and make an arrest?
Special Agent Spanar and I were talking about this just before you came. It's unfortunate, but we're getting pretty old hat at this stuff. We're on speed dial with them, they are with us. And that's the way we like it. We all work together so well, but we've had to do this so many times. It's crazy. That's why we're pleased with these parents. But yes, I couldn't commend, I've got my major over my CERT team that responded quickly. Detective Jonathan Todd was doing surveillance within minutes of getting the call. We responded. We come together quick. We've got a good team here in Davidson County. I'm very proud of this sheriff's office. I couldn't be prouder of my men and women that work here. They diligently go out day and night, and that's why we are needing. So it's a time when a lot of agencies are short. We're not short. We're actually full here at Davidson County, but we need more manpower here. Our population is grown, and our housing and commercials and things that are coming in here. We need more manpower, and we've asked for that manpower this year. And I know our commissioners and I know our county managers we're hoping they'll give it to us. Yes, ma'am.
You were just talking about how, I mean, it was so quick that you found the teen, and this is a positive outcome, and it could have been a lot worse. But I'm sure the sheriff's office has like conflicting emotions, because whenever you hear about cases like this, it's got to be really frustrating.
It is, and and it brings back so quickly. I mean, we really just scabbed over our case, and after that, there were 8 more cases after the one in Denton. This is becoming a major problem, and this is how kids are sold into human trafficking. They're not being able to be kids, and how a 13-year-old would think it was a good idea to leave the home. What are we teaching our kids in our homes? It scares me. And it scares me even more so that we have to have classes to teach our kids to be careful with social media. It should, if it doesn't stop at home, it comes to the schools, and the teachers or have that responsibility. If it doesn't stop there, it comes to us, unfortunately. And that's, it's a crying shame. We need to get serious as adults and as parents and as guardians to these kids. We're doing our part. I'm pleading with you to do your part. I think you've been at.
Yeah. Was there a specific thing that gave away the suspect that maybe you got from the FBI? Some information? Was it a license plate?
We're still going to put that under the investigative part of it. It's probably something we just don't want to answer at this time. Yes, ma'am.
How long had he been communicating with the 13-year-old, and what was the nature of that conversation?
Again, this is going to be more things that there's going to be more charges pending, and we don't want to hurt Dallas's case. We don't want to hurt the FBI if it goes in federal. So we got him. He's stopped now. We just don't want to release too much right now. Yes, ma'am.
And I'm not sure if you can say this, but is he a resident in Davidson County or from Texas, or I know it's down in South?
He's a resident. He was holding residence at this place where we located.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
On a federal level, can we have you kind of talk to us about, the severity of these cases and maybe, the magnitude and the, how many you've been seeing? And
as the sheriff indicated, I'm supervisor of senior resident agent Philip Spainhour. I'm the supervisor for the Greensboro FBI office as part of the Charlotte field office for here in North Carolina. Again, I can't speak to the investigation, as the sheriff has alluded to. It's ongoing. It involves multiple agencies on a local, state, and federal level in multiple jurisdictions. I just want to say that I do appreciate greatly the partnership we have with the Davidson County Sheriff's Office. As the sheriff alluded to, fortunately, we've had to work on these types of cases together many times now. But that relationship and partnership that we have with the Sheriff's Office was key to how quickly we were able to react to the information that was passed on to the FBI late Friday night that we shared with the Davidson County Sheriff's Office. They reacted to it immediately. And obviously, as the sheriff indicated, we had a very successful outcome where we were able to recover the juvenile successfully and she safely, as well as apprehend the suspect. So.
Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Do we know if the suspect had a history of being a child predator or any other sex charges?
I don't think we're going to release that right now.
Yeah, let's hold off on that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Do we have the location of where she was found?
It's going to be 10438 Linwood South Mott Road in Lexington, North Carolina.
It was outside of the home.
It was on the curtilage of the property.
It was on the curtilage in the outbuilding. It's where we located her in a lock. She was locked in that room. They couldn't get out.
can you spell his last name?
Yes. Camacho. Camacho.
And the first name while you're at it, sorry.
Jarge. Date of birth, Jorge Camacho. Date of birth is 6/26/1988.
And I know that the warrant said that she was picked up from her car. We wanted to find out, was she flown here or did the suspect go to Texas and pick him up?
So without going into great detail, there was some camera activity that we were able to locate his vehicle in the general area of where she was located and then brought back here. I know that's vague, but I don't want to go into great detail when that's concerned.
And do we know when you guys received the tip or got the tip?
So we got the tip from the FBI this past Friday night at around 6 p.m. And within 10 minutes, our guys had eyes on that residence surveillance. Everything moved fairly quickly after that.
Okay, all right. Again, I thank you very much for your response. You guys help us get the message out, and hopefully the message will be to stop our kids from being taken. That's what we want to do. That's the bottom line of what we want. We want this to be the last time we ever do anything like this. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Every
listen.
pre-owned vehicle we sell at Clay Cooley is.
Sorry about that. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to get up out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Shout out to the LeakYou community. Please join us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
The judgment sentence that you are an asshole. The trial is over. Thank you, everybody.
Let's play a game. You have 10 seconds to take all your stuff and get out of my life. 10, 9, 8.
God bless you, motherfucker.
You're really smart. Like really, really, really smart.